And I want you to begin to think about this America and the white people problem that we have. I'm going to make a statement. Unless you must stay in America, unless you are supposed to be in the USA. Otherwise, if you're Black, let's drain this place of its benefits and make our mass exodus and go home and build. I repeat, integration has had great benefits, Black people. For some of us. Let's drain this place of its benefits and make our mass exodus and go home and build.
My point is that people calling for deportation, that's the moderate position. Like I said earlier about the UK. And if things aren't done now, it's not going to get better. It's not. People at some point, like I was talking to a buddy of mine at work, and I don't know if you've seen the population, the demographic statistics that came out like maybe a month or two ago. There are more foreign-born migrants in this country than African Americans now.
And it's very apparent where I live, Dallas area. I'm the minority right now, very much so. It's very interesting to see.
Well, and the other thing too is like, you can, even just saying African American doesn't really give you the full picture, right? So I went through and I like had it all broke down. Like I was sitting there with AI and I'm like breaking everything down, all the numbers and stuff. In 2015, African Americans were like 13% of the population. They've pretty much maintained that, right? The difference is, though, that we also see a drop in the African American birth rate.
I wonder why.
It's a lot more than you'd think. But if you look up the statistics, it's still 13%. Well, how is that? What it is you have a situation where African Americans are still 13%, but heritage African Americans, folks who at least their grandfather was a citizen, are only 10.2% of the U.S. population. Do you want to know how much of the U.S. population are foreign-born migrants now? Damn near 16%.
Jesus.
Which means that 3.7% of the African American population are also foreign-born migrants. That is an entire population of Americans, heritage Americans, who have lost their voting power.
Turns out the Great Replacement doesn't only affect white people.
Oh, yeah. Well, they were told that it was just a bunch of white people upset about something. Nope. We tried to warn you, brother.
And that's the scary part right now is with all these calls for race war. I've spent time talking to Brother Ryan, who's a part of, Christian identitarianism, the KKK, the Aryan Nations. I've spent time talking to Brad, who's an active white separatist. I've, told you I've spoken with so many people throughout my life, known people in these spaces.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it's looking like they weren't the ones who started the race war. And that's kind of concerning because kind of like I mentioned earlier, now that you have this group of people starting to sound like Nazis, all these guys I've talked to are sitting back being like, we told you.
Yeah.
And that's scary as fuck.
Well, the thing is, too, like, it throws me because what it is it's really putting in the stark contrast what I was talking about earlier with the that book, Road to Serfdom. The idea that these two polar opposites are so similar ideologically in their collectivism, in their in-group preference, the tribalist mentality, that eventually they will have people trade sides because they're core principles of defense. And that's, that's one of the things that I also remember seeing when I was younger, and I've seen it much more now because of the polarization. There's a lot of people that I knew back during the times when I was involved with Antifa in the later years, like, who were Bernie bros and stuff like that, and like, but we're also deeper than that, who are like actual, I would even say tanky communists, Now they are part of the alt-right or whatever nonsense. And I'm like, what's that pipeline look like in your brain? Because that seems a little crazy to me too. So,
and like, I'm not going down that route, but as far as like trying to like, I spent time in trying to understand these subjects, talking with my new buddies and like reading books for myself, listening to different podcasts on race war and, all these white identitarian types. I don't care how pissed off people want to get. I understand it. Would I be willing to go to the links that they went to in order to prevent it? No, I think we should stop that by having conversation and discourse so that we can give people some hope that we don't have to kill each other. But like I was saying earlier, with the Weimar Republic, it's like,
yeah. Well, because, and this is part of the reason that I feel like you're called to do this podcast, or this channel, is because you have an understanding mind. You have an analytical mind. You say, look, I want to go out and understand why these people think what they think, what's going on, so I can better understand what's going on socially, right? And that's where your sense of care has manifested. It's manifested in exactly the right place. And if we had more people that manifested their need to care for themselves in society in the place where you're at, instead of manifesting it to the extremes, I think we'd be much better off. We'd certainly have a better informed voter base.
If I was black, probably wouldn't with anyone who's white, cause that slavery would honestly always be on my mind. If I was black, probably wouldn't ever wanna drive, cause if police pull me over, I might around and die. If I was black, I won't lie, I'd be scared to walk at night. The whole neighborhood is tripping like I'm out committing crimes. I'd be pissed at all these cracker rappers singing about my life. Stole my music, stole my style, give it back, that is mine. If I was black, just look at the facts, we don't stand a chance. 1 in 3 is locked away, over half don't know they dead. See, white privilege ain't a money thing, but it's white people who are running things. Y'all benefit from your coloring, my pigment produce suffering. It's all white pride, white power, white lies, white houses, white guys, whitewashing. My brothers, my sisters, my culture while I'm watching. If I was black, I'd probably hate myself from they say. Racism made me racist, and I am not the one to blame. Hey, y'all won't say it to my face. In the circles you feel safe. Y'all been using words they made for us when we were slaves. Hey, wait, whoa, I know that was long ago. If I was black, I'd want my reparation money paid in full. If I was black, I'd take the police, I'd take the whole clan, I'd put holes in their sheets. If I was black, I put gold on my teeth. So if you think I'm broke, you will know when I speak. If I was black, it's my face on a T, R.I.P. underneath, on my name next to free. If I was black, I would die in these streets just to speak in my mind, because I had a dream. If I was black. If I was black, probably wouldn't ever do my taxes. Why support a government that persecute my blackness, or pay the wage of law enforcement putting us in caskets, or help to build the prisons that we trapped in? If I was black, I'd be mad. People glorify the trap while we dying every day, fighting for everything we have. It ain't diamond chains and racks, this a systematic plan. They put us in the ghetto, gave us HIV and crack. If I was black, I'd hate America, appropriate my character, and sell it to Caucasians who wish they were from our area. If I was black, I wouldn't give a about the greater good. My grandma can't afford a rent, y'all gentrified our neighborhood. Our lives matter, so stupid, y'all hijacking our movement. Black lives matter cause we losing innocent youth to police shootings. If I was black, the only role models I'm shown is the rich black rappers pushing guns and drugs and hoes. Yeah, hey, y'all won't say it to my face. In the circles you feel safe. Y'all been using words they made for us when we were slaves. Hey, wait, whoa, I know that was long ago. If I was black, I'd want my reparation money paid in full. If I was black, I'd take the police, I'd take the whole clan, I'd put holes in their sheets. If I was black, I'd underneath, on my name next to free. If I was black, I would die in these streets just for speaking my mind because I had a dream. If I was black, you'd attack when I say I'm proud, cause you're mad that you ain't allowed. If I was black, y'all ever tried to take me down, one fist in the air, I would stay my ground. If I was black, I'd take the police, I'd take the whole clan, I'd put holes in their sheets. If I was black, I put gold on my teeth, so if you think I'm broke, you will know when I speak. If I was black, it's my face on a T, R.I.P. under